I'm very excited to talk about this one.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
talking about Carry On. We're reviewing the new movie, new action thriller starring Taron Egerton and Jason Bateman. Taron Egerton plays a TSA agent on Christmas Day, one of the busiest travel days of the year. And he and his girlfriend, who is pregnant, are now going into work for this day. But they're talking about things. And he's starting to think about life because now he's having a baby and what he wants to do with his life next. So he's wanted to become a cop, but he is very low self-esteem and he's not sure that he could keep going, but he is fully capable to do the job. Well, he kind of gets taken, and there are going to be spoilers in this, but he gets taken almost hostage with an earpiece and he starts being watched, and the whole purpose is to as the terrorists want to get a bomb through the TSA checkpoint for a certain reason, and he is trying to stop it any way he can. And this whole movie is basically, and I'm going to tell you right now, and I truly believe this, it is not better than, it's in action movies, this is the pinnacle, but I would put it on this level. I will watch this multiple times. This will be a recurring watch for me, and that is Die Hard. I think this movie is on the level of Die Hard, personally.
I'll agree with you, and I'll even say this and Die Hard wouldn't even be a bad back-to-back watch, either back-to-back watch in the same day or back-to-back watch in days. Yeah. Same day or, back-to-back days watching both of these films. They're both, I only seen Die Hard once, so I'll probably go back and watch that again. But I had a really good time with this movie. And it all started from our group chat where Troy, shout out to Troy and Jason, they started it off and they're going back and forth and you're like, yo, I want to watch this movie, please don't spoil it. And all they said was, yo, the car chase, you got to check it out. And then you watched it, you didn't spoil it either. You're like, yo, the car chase. And then I'm just like, shit.
Yeah, they were.
And then when you said you were doing it, I was like, all right, I gotta watch it.
I am so glad you watched this. I really am. You picked this one because I want more and more people. It's on Netflix, people. It's so, like, what were some of your favorite parts from this movie?
I love the back and forth throughout the film with the two gentlemen over the earpiece.
Yeah.
And I loved how he listened, like, because he was just like, first of all, he was the right person for the job.
He was the right person.
100%. But just how he listened, he was so unselfish. He was like, okay, I gotta listen to this, so you won't hurt my friend's twins and his family if I do this. You won't hurt my fiance if I do this. You're gonna do this. Like, he just kept making so many different sacrifices.
Yeah.
And then to the point where he has to take act. He's like, I made as many sacrifices as I can. I have to take action now. Like, there's no other. And the funny thing is, it ties into last night with the stream as far as, like, there's no other option but take action. Yes, we're talking about this movie alone, people. There's no other option but take action. He had to take action, and I mean, I loved it.
And the whole, like, all the people working with Jason Bateman's character. Jason Bateman plays Big Bad, who's in his ear, talking to him the whole time, and really dissecting him and trying to, like, break him down into this, like, this is who you are. This is just who you are. Like, and, like, really break him down so he's listening. And, like, it gets to a point where they are sort of in this relationship of, like, friendship where they're talking, and you think it's like, okay, I can just let this go. Like, at one point, because, like, and this is only the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
The first half of the movie is getting the bag through. And then the rest of it is just different. Like, our friends Jason and Troy were not wrong when they said this, like, it is an action thriller throughout that keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout. You are invested in these characters. You are definitely invested in Taron Egerton's character getting out and stopping what needs to be stopped. But, like, all the hate he gets through it, everything he has to go through, like, his best friends think they hate him. The girlfriend want him gone. Like, the boss. Oh, the boss who's played by Dean Norris from Breaking Bad. Yeah, a lot of people meet their demise. Let's just say
that. In so many different ways, which was just cool because, again, I'm the type, like, I do enjoy action movies, don't get me wrong. I actually really love action movies to an extent. But I think the most boring thing in an action movie is so many guns versus the hand-to-hand combat or a quick, even if it's a poisoning or, like I said, knives, swords, stuff like that, but closer combat versus just the gun. It gets boring after a while. It's too easy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what I appreciated about this movie is, yes, I know there was some gunfights in here, but a lot of it was real close combat or, like, just a quick, you know what I mean? It wasn't just shoot. That's
and I like that.
I love it for the 80s and early 90s because that's what it was and it works. But for now, I'm like, we should be better than that. We should do more than just that. it's boring.
Like, but Die Hard, I think, still stands the test of time. Like, I agree with you for the most part. Like, when you watch Lethal Weapon, you're like, how can you fire so many bullets as a cop in one day and
But
nobody says anything? Like,
it came out at the right time. And I'll say, I know some people would throw like Bad Boys out there. It's connected to the franchise. So Bad Boys, the original Bad Boys came out at the right time. So the franchise is going to be what the franchise is going to be.
mm-hmm.
But
But it's
I still,
evolved, and I think that still works, in my opinion.
yeah, it has
Because
it definitely
and I think the cool part about it is the villain you put up against. So like that's why Die Hard works, and that's why this works for what it is. Like this is
Agreed.
this is on Die Hard's level, but it has a lot of the same themes and action and thrilling features to it. But where it separates from it is Die Hard is very much more action leaning, where this is much more thriller leaning and mental. Yeah, like it has a lot of really solid scenes that really like keep you wondering what's going to happen next. What is going on with this person? What's going on with this person? So there's a good mystery to it. Whereas with Die Hard, the reason I think that still stands test time and could still work today is because it's a movie where you know this guy who is outnumbered, outgunned, outpowered, the whole 9 yards. This is just, he's got to get the job done. So like the shooting in that and all that other stuff, it works because I have 12 bad guys I have to kill. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And so like that's why that works. But with this one, you can't have guns in the airport just floating around and shooting each other and going off. Like I love that when the guns are introduced in this, they're in optimal moments to still keep the secret because they still have the bad guys still have something to do.
Yes,
So
they do.
It's a really well done.
I honestly the earpiece connection, I really love that throughout the movie. I thought that was a really cool and unique way, and there was like you didn't realize how many people are connected and why they were connected. Like I love that there's a reason why people are connected. It's not just and how they made it. The most important thing was not money as far as why people were connected, and I love that because we have conversations off mic, even on mic, about how unimportant money is to you personally. You need it for this, that, and the third, but as far as like personal things mean way more to you than the dollar. And I love how in this movie it was the people that mattered more, and it was like the guy's personal feelings that mattered more. And the only reason why he was going for that promotion is and the more money was because I'm having a child, I have to take care of my family. It wasn't money's so important, I have to take on more of these. It was like, no, I have this coming, I have to take on this now. And so I really enjoyed that.
I appreciated the stress to him of like they're trying to push him to do the police, because he always wanted to be a cop. But there's that added element in mystery shrouding him of like, but why won't you?
Yeah.
Like why? And then at the end of it, when you like even and I don't want to ruin this part because I want people to see it, but like how he defeats the bad guy.
Yeah.
Is interesting and different and well done. And I really appreciated about this.
I thought that was awesome. Because automatically I'm like, I could see this in like a horror movie and that just like ending bad for you thinking like you're good. And it's just like, no, absolutely. We've seen it before, but just that you're like, absolutely, that's not good. Or maybe it is.
Listen, Hans Gruber versus John McClane is an epic showdown of brilliance. Like
yeah,
John McClane is street level brilliant. He gets it all from the street level. Hans Gruber's high rich thief living amongst the wealthy understands that life. And those two clashing make it so interesting. This I would put as an amplified version of Keanu Reeves and Dennis Hopper from Speed, where it's a constant badgering because, Keanu Reeves' character in that isn't the smartest. He's a smart guy. He's a capable guy. He can do his job, but he's not like doesn't know everything. He can't just do the equations in his head that quick. Sometimes things come at him and he doesn't know how to handle it. I still maintain that the scene in Speed when he finds out that Harry dies is some of the best acting I've ever seen Keanu Reeves do, and that's a compliment because I've seen a lot of good things. Now you come to this one, it's amplified even better, and that's why I compare it to Speed, is because the talks that they have are so deep sometimes. He gets in his head, and I love that Taron Egerton's character, he plays a character named Ethan in it, and he just is all about this. He's all about trying to stop this any way he can after the fact. Like once it gets through, I think the turning point was when the cop got killed, and that was his friend.
Yeah.
They called him the Leo. I don't even think they gave him a name. I'm not even sure. Like, I don't remember. Like, there's so
I
many
forgot
people.
what his name was, but there was a lot. But yeah,
I
his nickname
forgot
was
everybody's
Leo.
name in it.
And I think right there is where he did try a couple of things. That's where he like really started plotting. But it was when he really started plotting is when, remember when him and his girl are having lunch,
Mhm.
and then he kind of dismisses her, and
Yeah.
the guy keeps talking in his ear, like, it's time for you to stand up. I think he was listening to that part of it. It's time for me to stand up, and the way that he dismissed her and said something to kind of get her back, but he kind of seen his actually was still hurt. He was just saying in his mind, like, listen, nothing else matters. I gotta handle this any way I can.
Yeah.
And from then on, I mean, like, slowly but surely, he was really taking those steps. You see him taking those steps, like, as far as when he walks away from her, when he walks backwards away from her, doesn't say a word. Like, can you imagine how hard that would be right there?
Yeah.
Knowing that if you say something, your life is over. Let's just say it like that, for the way that scene is. I'm not even gonna say why, but your life is over because really nothing else matters to you at all.
Yeah. And I
And
love
then
that. Oh, sorry. Please go ahead.
and then you can't warn them, you can't say anything, you can't do anything. You just got to walk back, say nothing, and then just run away. And it's just like, and hope that person keeps their word. That's another thing. A total stranger. You hope a total stranger
who's controlling you,
that is plotting an attack to not do something.
Yeah.
But it's like, at the same time, it's your only option. It's your only choice is to trust this person, because if you don't listen, your world is absolutely done. You might as well just whatever. I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I'm thinking.
But I think that's once he got to that point, and that was the beautiful part about their like sort of cat and mouse on this was when they just sort of the back and forth, like, through the dialogue. He got to a point where it was like, what else do I have to lose? Like when what happened to the boss happens to the boss, and I don't want to ruin it because it's very shocking, but what happens to the boss, that was one where he's still in the thrust of it. He still has to turn the bomb off.
Yeah.
At that moment. We're still in the airport and the bomb is on at one point.
Yeah.
This thing gets intense.
Oh man, it does.
If you've ever been in a car crash, I just want to say this: there's a very intense car crash scene where you kind of get a 360 view of driving in the car. So if it's something that may be traumatic to you, you might want to keep that in mind. Just heads up.
Yeah. No, he's absolutely right about that. It could be triggering for you. I hope it's not, but if it is, you might want to pass that scene, like he was saying.
Yeah.
But it is, if it's not that scene, like especially the end of that scene, it's just dope. You're like, oh shit, I was not expecting that.
No. But I have been in accidents on highways.
Oh.
And like, so I was watching it and I was like, this is uncomfortable. Like, I'm okay, but I was like, this is uncomfortable. So I'm sure if like anybody else is truly like harder, I don't want to say harder, but like more affected by or living with that trauma.
Yeah.
It could probably trigger you a little bit, so just keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. I want to connect this with the movie Stream. I'm going to tell you why. When it really mattered, when it really hit for this gentleman, actually I'll say for both fathers in the films, because he's an expecting father and the other guy's a father, is for him, it's when he sees his fiance in danger. For the father, it's when he sees his wife gone. Like, because right then and there is where he was like, I got to go get my kids. There was nothing else. Nothing else mattered at that point. I got to get my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And even up to the point to where what happens to him happens, and the way it happens, how he's like, listen, I need you two to stand by each other, stick up for each other. This is not your fault. You were sticking up for your brother. This is not her fault. She was sticking up for you, type of deal, where it's like, I'm going to protect you guys any way that I can until my last breath, type of deal. And I feel like he finally, once that one scene after the lunch scene, the one I was talking about where he had to run from her. This
is going back to, by the way, this is Carry On again. So I just wanted to, I don't want anybody to get
confused. Sorry. Going back to Carry On. Going back to Carry On. I was just going to do a little connection. Going back to Carry On, where he runs away from her. I feel like it's that same moment as when he sees his wife gone. It's where it's like, I have to save. It's more important than just. Not only is it more important than just me and her. It's more important. It's everybody here. It's not just us two anymore, or us three. I'll say it's everybody. I have to save.
Well, I think his intuition. The good thing about he had like a cop intuition that they show in movies. And I'm speaking this from a writing standpoint. Like if you're writing a cop, like that's an intuition you're going to show with certain scenes that they showed. Like when he's listening to the sounds.
Yep.
In the thing and like looking around, and he's kind of trying to pinpoint, and he does. And then like how he writes the note, things like that. In that scene, you're right, when he's backing away and he's walking away from her and he's not saying a word and he kind of broke her heart. I think that's his intuition saying, I know he can't do anything to her because he still needs me. But it's still so heartbreaking. That's like, I'm still gonna follow.
You know what? That's absolutely right. Because if that's like your only, I hate to use it like this, but your only bargaining chip for me to listen to you is that, and then you take that away, I really don't care that. Like, I know there's other, it's a selfish, I guess you could say. Well, not I guess it is a selfish, sad thing to say, but at the same time, it's like most people are like that. Where it's like I don't care about anyone or anything else more than that. So why should I even go stop? I'm just gonna leave. Bye. Do what you got to do. I don't care. I have no ties. I have no ties to nothing anymore. Which it's and I don't know if I want to say it's sad to say because I can't honestly say I'd be any different.
Yeah. No, same.
Like I mean it's one of those things where everybody says I'll still be the hero, this, that, and the third, you know, because it's the whole movie thing. But like a real thing like that, it's like, why do I even care? Like, why should I even try?
No.
As sad as it is to say in that sense of not even trying to be the hero and all that, but you know what I mean? Saving everybody. It's like,
well, you mean try after he breaks up with the girl? Well, no, he doesn't break up with her, but like they get in a fight, you mean?
No, I'm saying try if the guy, you know what I'm saying? Because if the bargaining chip is taken away.
If he had taken her out. Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, that's going to devastate you. That's why like the chip was always going to stay on the table as long as it could.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just such a, like, we've been talking about this for a while, and I'm glad we were. And I know we got to get going because you have you're starting to get ready for your show prep and stuff, and you do watch along and such. So let's give our ratings for this first and foremost. I gave it a 4 and you gave it a 4.5. That's the highest I think I've seen your rating on my show in a long time.
I'd bump this up to a 5. This was really good. And just talking about it more, this was an excellent movie. You guys should definitely check it out. And check out Stream too. It's an independent movie. You should check it out anyway. But
if you're into horror, especially because it's a
very
horror fan, gore type of fest, like
slashers.
Not terrible though. Like, you know, I think you really still enjoy it. Like if you don't like gore, I think you'll still be okay with
it. And I mean, honestly, I'm not even saying it slasher and horror is my favorite stuff, but not even for that, just to see if you guys pick up on the connection I was talking about that we were talking about with these two films, with the two fathers. I'll say yes to two fathers because he deserves to be called that. And kind of see if you guys pick it up and see if you have any different opinions. If you do, drop them in the comments, please. That would be awesome.
Yeah, would definitely love to hear you guys. Thank you so much for that. And guys, just so you know, this is the last episode of the Scene Snobs anything until January 30th. Not January 30th, I'm sorry, December 30th, where we're going to do some more reviews and review Nosferatu and other stuff coming out as well. It's going to be a little more horror, I think, that one, because I have some horror I have to catch up on. But we appreciate you guys being a part of it. If you do like, I usually do mixed movies picks on our podcast. Like, so there's a new one coming out. We're very excited for that. And also, 2 of the classic film reviews are movies from that franchise to coincide with what we're doing. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Thank you guys so much. We truly appreciate you. Remember to follow for more. Check out the Scene Snobs. And remember, be kind to each other because that's so important. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Just anything. Just be kind and go out and be good people. And let's start 2025 off right. I love you guys. And until next time, I'm Mick Manhattan. Take care of yourselves.
Peace.